Today, I'm gonna show you how to make the juiciest butt ever. Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm talking about a pork butt. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make the juiciest pork butt that you have ever made in your entire life. And a quick hint, it doesn't involve wrapping it in aluminum foil. So what do we need to make the juiciest pork butt ever? Well, usually I'll start with a bone-in pork butt or shoulder, and one with a really nice fat cap on it. So, as you can see, what we have here is a boneless one with almost no fat cap on it. Listen, when the store has what it has, that's what you use. So, we're not gonna let that stop us. We're still gonna show you that this can still be the juiciest pork butt by using the method that I'm about to show you. One of the big problems that I have when I make pork butt is after I wrap it in aluminum foil, I go to take it off, half the time it rips or something like that, and I lose a lot of my juices. All of that is flavor and that's juiciness. It's gonna create a much better product. So we wanna save all those juices. This is going to allow us to do that. All right, we're gonna first smoke it, then we're gonna put it in here and finish it off. I'll show you how. So we're gonna do a couple things to this pork butt before we start cooking it. First thing is, since it's already cut open like this, we wanna get as much flavor in it as possible. So I'm gonna take my rub here and just kind of season the inside a little bit. We're just gonna give it a little shake. Doesn't have to be totally covered, but it's gonna help season it and flavor it from the inside out. The more flavor, the more betterer. That's what I always say. All right, nice little light coating on the whole inside there, and we're good. Last thing we can do, fill it up like that. Now, what we're gonna do now is take some twine. We've gotta use regular kitchen twine. We're just gonna give it a tie so that it stays together nice and solid like this when we cook it. So when it comes to binders, you can use whatever you want. Some people use hot sauce, some people use mustard. I like to use mayonnaise. I think it gives it a nice finish. Plus, it's made with fats, so we're lacking fat here. It's gonna add some fat to the meat too. So let's slather this thing up in mayonnaise and get started seasoning. All right, now on to our next step. We're gonna let this set for a little while we light the grill. But before that, I wanna give you a little pro tip here. You ever been working and your cutting board just keeps moving on like that? Best thing to do, take an old kitchen towel, just lay it right underneath the cutting board and set your cutting board right on it like that. You can even dampen it a little bit, that'll help a lot, but it's gonna prevent the board from sliding around and doing this while you're trying to work. You see how beautifully that fire is coming right up through the middle? So we're gonna throw a couple of our smoking chunks right on top here too, just for good measure. Now this is the exciting part, okay? This is where the trick comes into the juiciness. So normally we would take our pork butt and we would stick it right on the grate. You're gonna lose a lot of drippings and like that, but no, not us. We have this beautiful, it's a clay pot with a ceramic coating on it. It inducts and holds heat really well. So what we're gonna do is we don't wanna lose any of those juices, any of that fat dripping, anything like that. So I'm gonna take this rack, you can get it at any local grocery store or anything like that, put it over the top and just simply set our pork butt over it, kind of an OTT style. The other thing I'm gonna do is because I don't want any of these drippings or anything like that to burn off, so I'm just gonna add a little liquid to the bottom. So I'm gonna pour some chicken broth right in the bottom of our pot. Not a lot, just enough to coat our bottom and just give it something for the fat to drip into so that it's not gonna burn off and get that yucky, gross, acrid taste to it. So let me pour a little bit more in. How about that FOGO thermometer reading just over 250 degrees, right where we want it. And on to the egg it goes. Our pork butt is on. We're gonna cook it at about 250 to 275 degrees. It's gonna vary a little bit right now, but we're gonna let that go, and it gets to like 165, 170, just like when we do it wrap it in aluminum foil, we're gonna do something totally different. It's exciting, it's new, and it's gonna make, like I said, the juiciest pork butt you've ever had. I got a new toy that we're gonna play with a little bit today. It's actually available on our website, and I'm just checking it out. It's a new FLAMEBOSS. It's just a thermometer. It's not a temperature controller or anything like that. So it's got ports for 4 different thermometers. So what I have here is 2 that I'm gonna use, because I have one for the pork butt, and this one's gonna clip to the grates and tell us what our grate temperature is. So it's always nice to know. Good news, folks, our pork butt is at 167 degrees, and it's got a beautiful bark on it. So we're gonna move to the next step, and here's where the trick part comes in. Normally, we would take it off and cover it in aluminum foil, right? No, not this time. We're gonna take this off of here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this rack out of here, we're gonna drop it down into the pot and just cover the whole thing in aluminum foil. So instead of wrapping it, it's gonna cover this whole pot with all those beautiful liquids. You should see all the stuff that dripped down in the bottom. It is just nothing but flavor. Now our next step is to wrap this aluminum foil. Now you notice something, I'm keeping the thermometer in here. The reason being is a lot of times we'll cover it, then stick the thermometer back in. Well, that lets all the steam escape. We don't wanna let the steam escape, so we're gonna leave that in there. We're gonna turn our aluminum foil over and just wrap this pot just like this. So we've got it back on here, and everybody was gonna ask me in the comments, so how long will you cook it for? Well, I don't know how long it's gonna take. My guesstimate is probably somewhere around another 2 hours or so. But remember, we're cooking to temperature, and we're gonna check it. Usually about 203 degrees is when we're gonna pull this off here. I'm guesstimating about 2 hours. Listen, while I got you here, all right? If you come this far into the video, and if you like what you see in here, click subscribe down there and give us a thumbs up, all right? Let us know if you've ever tried cooking your pulled pork like this, or if you just cook it wrapped in aluminum foil like we've always done. Are you willing to try this? Let me know. Good news, everybody. Our pork is done. It's at 203 degrees. It's nice and tender. So what we're gonna do now is the same process as when we cook it and wrap it in foil. We're gonna take it off of here. We're gonna go set it in a cooler and let it rest. We're gonna rest it for about an hour. So let me go put this inside after I take this thermometer out, then we'll be back in about an hour to show you how well it's gonna pull. Oh. The first thing we wanna do is remember to cut off those strings. Remember those strings we tied up with? Also, when you're shredding with hot, get yourself a pair of cotton gloves or some cut gloves, put them underneath these neoprene gloves. See all that beautiful juice in there? It's all gonna become a part of this. Now let's dig in. Oh yeah, I think that's how it's supposed to go, just like that. Look how nice, woo, it's still hot, I can tell you that. Woo, is it hot. Look how nice and easy that comes apart though. It just straight falls apart. Unbelievable, wow, is it hot. Look at that, is that just beautiful or what? Look at the way it just comes apart. I mean, it just pulls apart like nothing. What we're gonna do as a little pro trick here, once it's all done, just give it a little extra sprinkle of seasoning right across the top. Look at how juicy that is. It's so shiny, it's so juicy. Now tell me that's not the juiciest pulled pork you've seen in a long time. Man, oh man. Just pile it on there. Look at that. That's a barbecue sandwich right there. I'm gonna use a Tillman sauce made by my friend Tillman. So if you wanna check that out, it's a great sauce to try. Not gonna over sauce it, just give it a little flavor. Now that's a good looking sandwich right there. All right, there's only one thing left to do for me. Dig in and taste it, so I gotta take a bite. Man, I love my job so much. That is fantastic. It really is. It's exactly what I said it was gonna be. It is so juicy and so moist, it's almost ridiculous. It really is. The amount of liquids that are built into this and how tender it is absolutely incredible. I will personally probably never wrap it in aluminum foil again. I'm doing it this method because it saves all those juices. All of those juices are flavor. You've heard the term pork fat rules. Well, guess what? A lot of that juice is pork fat falling off of there. Now it's just gonna be soaked right back in there to make the most delectable pulled pork you've ever had, okay? So, this is how you do it. If you have any questions about it, the recipe is going to be down in the comments in a link. So do me a favor, remember to subscribe to our channel. If you like what you saw here, subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up. It helps us out a lot if you do that. So please do it. And also, please leave me a comment. Tell me how you make your pulled pork. Are you going to try this way? If you do, I want to see it. Tag us in it. Tag FOGO Charcoal. Tag me. I want to see it. Until then, remember to get out and grill. And I'll see you the next time on the FOGO Life.